It's often said that a single good deed can change the world. Well, I'm here tonight to tell you all that that's just bullshit. But don't worry, as advertised, this is going to be a happy speech. You see, the truth is our world is vast and it's infinitely complex. And as important as individual good deeds are, they're like raindrops in an ocean, and they can never have a lasting impact. But all hope is not lost. Leo Tolstoy said that for a man to live in this world, he must either not see the infinite or have such an explanation of the meaning of life as to connect the finite with the infinite. In other words, it is possible to have a lasting impact on an infinite world. But first, we must understand the infinite. And what better teacher than Gottfried Wilhelm Leibniz, the inventor of calculus? You see, in 1675, Leibniz set out to understand the infinite. And in doing so, he did something that no mathematician in all of human history had ever done. He discovered an equation for the area of a circle. And even though this problem had baffled mathematicians for thousands and thousands of years, Leibniz solved it in a proof that was less than 1 page long. And that's including his multiple doodles. This was the magic of calculus. Impossible problems became easy to solve. And all because Leibniz found a new way of understanding the infinite. So let's do the same thing right here tonight. Take, for example, this equation, 1/2 plus 1/4 plus 1/8 continuing. If we imagine this equation like movement along a line, we can see that with each step we get halfway from where we are to 1. And we can all know that the further along the series we go, the closer we will get to 1, but we can also see that it will never actually equal 1. Add 1/16, 1/32, 1/64, 1/128, on and on and on to infinity, and we keep getting closer, but it never actually equals 1. Never. So, if by definition an infinite series never ends, how do we solve an equation like this one? Well, in 1675, Leibniz took a look at this exact same equation, and he just said, so what if we can't see the end? Doesn't matter. He recognized that in an infinite series, no one segment is different or more important than another. So everything we need to know is right there in that equation. We know where we are, and we know where it's going. So even if we can't see the end, we can say that at its infinite end, it equals 1. And now a lot of people scoffed at Leibniz and his blatant disregard for all mathematical principles that had been accepted at the time. But in the end, iPhones, space travel, most of our modern life has proven that Leibniz was right all along. So tonight I want to challenge all of you to look at our world in the same way we look at that infinite series. You see, our tendency when things happen, whether good or bad, is to seek answers by searching for the powerful leaders who we believe caused it. But in an infinite world, our leaders, like points on that infinite series, aren't special. Take, for example, Napoleon, widely recognized as one of history's greatest leaders. In 1799, Napoleon loudly proclaimed his intent to conquer Britain, and he launched France into a 16-year-long war. Now, in the years following Napoleon's proclamation, the French army marched further and further east, away from Britain and toward Napoleon's eventual defeat. And even as his army marched further and further east, Napoleon continued to proclaim his intent to conquer Britain. So I ask, is this history's greatest leader? Or was Tolstoy right when he said that Napoleon and his generals, above all the blind leaders of history, were the most enslaved and the most involuntary of all men? But Napoleon wasn't alone. Every year, our Supreme Court turns public opinion into binding precedent. Every one of us has seen a time that a law was broken but not enforced, especially those of you like me who commute on a regular basis. In a world like ours, where trillions of independent actions take place every moment, leaders simply don't exist. And one good deed has no chance of ever changing the world. So with that in mind, I have a challenge for all of you. The next time tragedy strikes, don't ask who is responsible for this. Don't ask, what can I do to fix it? Don't waste your life chasing down individual points on an infinite series, and instead take a cue from Leibniz. Look at what's in front of you. When tragedy strikes, I want all of us to ask ourselves, who am I such that I made this happen? And who do I need to become if I'm going to make this world a better, happier place?